Welcome to Paired Voting System, also known as PVS. This video traces the steps to set up a private shareholder election of directors. Choice pairings are analyzed using RNK votes from shareholders. A generated ranked list of all candidates is then used for final director selection. The election is set up by an editor and starts with a login. Creating and editing. The editor is permitted while in the edit window to create, edit, duplicate, delete, and open elections. Also, the editor enters and edits candidates and shareholders. Insert the name of the election in the name field. Insert an access code as required. This is only used for filtering and linking of duplicate elections. If you do not provide an access code, one will be provided by the system. Adjust the dates as required. The system provides default dates, however, the editor may open or close an election at the click of a button as required. Insert notes on the purpose of the election and other relevant information. Select the type of the election. In this case, the type is shareholder. Fill in all the boxes with respect to country, state, and city. These location fields have no impact on the performance of the program. RNK weights are used in shareholder elections to represent the different shares owned by shareholders. In this setup, we set results to private as false and voting to private as true. This results in a private election with private voting and public results. The Save button creates the election in the cloud. The editor can then insert and edit candidates and voters. Candidates can be set up individually and modified to suit. Or a CSV file can be set up and imported into the program by following the prompts. This example election uses an imported choices file which include a name, notes, and a party description. Voters need to be set up by the editor because this is a private election. As such, any signed-in user with an email address that matches those on file may RNK choices while in the RNK vote window. In this example, a CSV file is used to bring in the list of voters. These are set up in the cloud and linked to this election by means of the access code. The active voter email address is the connecting link to a stored voter. A private election maintains a tight control over the voters, whereas a public election is open to all voters. Duplicates are easily created from whatever election is selected in the election's edit window. The editor may modify the choices for either copy. Either or both copies may be elevated into the election's vote window. If voters are modified in the election's edit window, this will impact all cloned elections when voting takes place. Duplicate elections carry identical setup values, and these can be modified by the editor. Open election. After the editor is satisfied the editing is complete, and from the election's edit window, the editor can elevate the election to the election's vote window or wait for the election to elevate itself once the opening date and time is reached. From the elections window, the editor would select the private vote button to display a list of available private elections to vote on. Vote saving. In this example, 10 shareholder voters enter RNK votes. After logging in and navigating to the private elections window, the voter selects the appropriate vote button to progress to the RNK vote window. Voter 1 in this case is the editor, and his display shows additional buttons for delete, close, and results. A regular user will only see the vote button on the election's vote screen. The following sequence shows a progression of RNKs by some, but not all voters. Note the real-time results. For brevity, some of the RNK votes were entered outside of this video. When a voter presses the Save button, his RNK votes are pushed online and processed in the cloud. Cloud functions compare his latest RNK votes with prior RNK votes, if they exist, and process a difference which is applied as additive to the choice files stored online. There is no further need to perform added calculations with respect to a specific voter once his RNK votes are processed. The recalculated results are returned to the voter screen with a delay of around 10 seconds. In high-volume voting situations, overflow RNK votes are stored in the cloud as vote shards and finalized later. Closing elections. Once an editor is satisfied that all voting is complete, and if it is the accepted protocol within the context of the election, he can close the election, thus allowing full access to the election's results windows. In any event, the election will close automatically once it reaches its design closing time. Private results are accessible to the editor from the Private Vote Elections window, to the editor and any registered voter from the Private Results Election window. Public results are accessible to all logged-in users from the Public Results Election window. Analysis. RNK voting. Shareholder power is directly proportional to shareholdings. This is simple and easy to understand. In the row of values entitled weights, voter 1 has 10 shares. Voter 8 has 1 share. Voter 1 has 10 times the voting power of voter 8. PVS results. The results are sorted by ranks. Harry is ranked first out of all the directors. He has 8 wins and 1 tie. Donald is ranked second with 7 wins and 2 ties. Nancy is ranked third, with 7 wins and 0 ties. As we intend to select 5 board members only, we would confirm with each of the ranked board members in turn, starting from 1, to ensure they are willing to serve. This confirmation process would continue until 5 board members are confirmed. If one or more of the approached candidates declines, it is a simple matter to proceed down the list.
This concludes our presentation. I hope that you enjoyed it.